TDA analysis results. To move from personal reflection to scientific analysis, I further applied a topological data analysis. TDA, method to study how my yearly medical research productivity emerged from the gradual growth of my self-learned medical knowledge and school-taught research modeling ability. I used the same dataset as the VMT analysis. I wanted to understand how yearly productivity emerged from the gradual growth of pattern recognition, medicine, domain knowledge, and VMT research insights. The dataset includes 10 years, Y 2016 to Y 2025, of 4 variables. Strain, measured by paper sharp. Stressor 1 is pattern. Stressor 2 is med. Stressor 3 is VMT. Each year P forms one 4D point, Z. ZP is, paper sharp P, pattern P, med P, VMT P. Dataset. Step 1. Geometry, the 4D trajectory. When plotted in geometric space, these 10 yearly points form a smooth, monotonic upward trajectory in all 3 stressors, with a sharp upward jump in year 2023 revealing the turning point. The pattern can be divided into 3 phases. Phase A, slow learning curve, Y 2016 to Y 2018. Low pattern, med, VMT. Very low paper output, below 60 papers per year, represents foundation building after 7 years of self-study, without writing any paper. Phase B, steady growth, Y 2019 to Y 2022. Pattern, 0.40 to 0.55. Med, 0.30 to 0.45. VMT, 0.08 to 0.30. Paper sharp, 101 to 180. Geometry becomes steeper, showing increasing intellectual maturity. Phase C, breakthrough phase, Y 2023 to Y 2025. Pattern jumps to 0.70. Med reaches 0.60. VMT reaches 0.60. Paper sharp jumps from 261 to 307 per year. Geometry forms a strong upward lift, resembling nonlinear expansion. This is the turning point also identified by VMT energy results. Step 2. TDA, via torus RIPS filtration growth, distance-based shape growth. As epsilon, data connection distance, increases, at very small epsilon, all 10 points are disconnected, 10 components. At moderate epsilon, Y 2016 merges with Y 2017, then with Y 2018, Y 2019 to Y 2022 merge into a second cluster, forming a steady learning phase cluster. Y 2023 Y 2025 remain separate longer due to rapid geometric jumps. At higher epsilon, the breakthrough years, Y 2023 Y 2025, finally merge with the main cluster, indicating a delayed but strong structural transition. This merging moment corresponds exactly with the numerical and intellectual shift in year 2023. Step 3. Persistent homology, shape patterns. Beta 0, connected components is number of separate clusters. Long bars for Y 2016 Y 2018 cluster. Long bars for Y 2019 Y 2022 cluster. Shorter bars for Y 2023 Y 2025 until larger epsilon values. Interpretation. My early years were intellectually separate, forming isolated learning phases. The mature years, Y 2023 onward, required larger epsilon to connect because my intellectual growth accelerated sharply. Beta 1, loops is number of holes in the shape. A loop forms between Y 2021, Y 2022, and Y 2023. The loop represents a maturation cycle. Pattern, med, and VMT rise together. Paper output jumps dramatically. This geometric loop marks the moment when my modeling skill, medical knowledge, and pattern recognition became fully integrated. This loop is a strong TDA signature of a structural breakthrough. Step 4. TDA interpretation. The TDA results confirm 2 powerful findings. 1. Year 2023 is the critical transition point. Paper sharp rises from 180 to 261, breaking 200 papers per year. Pattern, med, and VMT all jump significantly. Both VMT and TDA identify 2023 as the intellectual activation year. 2. Pattern recognition is the dominant driver of topological shape deformation. Since pattern grows fastest, it pulls the 4D trajectory away from the earlier path. TDA detects this through loop formation and delayed merging. This fully agrees with the VMT conclusion. That pattern contributes 47% of total VMT energy. Step 5. Why this 4D TDA shape is meaningful. The geometric shape reveals the true structure of my intellectual evolution. Early years is scattered points, weak capability. Middle years is gentle slope, steady growth. Turning year is sharp curvature, nonlinear rise in ability. Mature years is high-level cluster, full integration of pattern, med, VMT. This geometry captures the complete story of how I became an independent medical researcher at age 70, 2017, and a mature medical research scientist after age 77, 2023. Conclusion: Integration of VMT, TDA into VPT. This study integrates three of my core analytical frameworks: the viscoplastic medicine theory, VMT, topological data analysis, TDA, and the combined viscoplastopology, VPT, framework. Although each of these tools comes from a different scientific tradition, their results converge naturally toward the same conclusion. My research productivity between age 70 and 79 was not accidental. It was the measurable outcome of long-term persistence, disciplined hard work, intellectual energy accumulation, geometric structural evolution, and the continuous refinement of my medical insights through quantitative science tools. The VMT energy analysis shows that my productivity was driven primarily by pattern recognition, 47%, followed by self-studied biomedical knowledge, 34%, and VMT expertise, 25%. These energy contribution ratios confirm that recognizing patterns of diseases, energies, and geometries through data shapes and dynamic behaviors of biomedical systems has been the most critical factor behind my high paper production. This is fully consistent with my lifelong strength in mathematics, physics, engineering, systems design, and pattern recognition from both AI, supercomputer, and NI, natural intelligence of the human brain. The TDA results reveal that my intellectual trajectory forms a clear geometric shape in four-dimensional space, from scattered early points, Y 2016 to Y 2018, to a steady growth slope, Y 2019 to Y 2022, to a nonlinear breakthrough, Y 2023. The shape demonstrates an unmistakable structural transition. Persistent homology identifies a loop around Y 2021 to Y 2023, reflecting the moment when my pattern, MED, and VMT capabilities matured simultaneously. Year 2023 becomes the topological turning point, matching the VMT energy turning point exactly. The agreement between VMT and TDA strongly validates the integrity of the dataset and the correctness of the analysis. The VPT interpretation further generalizes these findings. VPT is my integrated life science framework that connects strain, stress, geometry, and lifelong dynamics. When applied to this study, the entire 10-year path becomes a life trajectory model. The strain represents the measurable output of my intellectual life. The stressors represent the invisible forces shaping that output. The geometric path reveals how these forces deform my life structure through time and effort. From this unique VPT viewpoint, my research productivity is simply one measurable manifestation of a deeper, long-term intellectual evolution, driven by discipline, purpose, and survival motivation. Together, VMT quantifies the energy, TDA reveals the geometry, and VPT explains the life meaning behind the numbers. The agreement of all three frameworks confirms that my medical research output is not only a result of long working hours, but also the outcome of a 16-year intellectual transformation shaped by continuous learning, lived disease experiences, neuroplasticity after my stroke, and a deep sense of mission to help others understand their diseases and overall health. As long as I can still think, analyze, and create, I will continue refining these frameworks and using them to produce meaningful medical insights for the rest of my life. Disclaimer: I write this paper not for fame, but to share what I have learned so others can understand their health, prevent disease, and live longer, healthier lives. This content is provided for educational reference only, and does not constitute medical or financial advice. No doctor-patient or advisor-client relationship is created. You may share this summary freely, but it must not be altered, edited, or republished as your own. All intellectual property rights and copyrights for this article and its related materials belong to the author, Gerald C.